Right number.
2, 3, 4,
5,
6, 7,
8, 9, 10,
11,
12,
13,
14, 16,
17,
18,
19, 20,
22, 23, 24, 25,
26,
27,
28, 29,
30, 33,
35, 36,
37,
38, 39, 40, 41,
42.
44. Tada! E! 44, 45, 46.
48.
This one. Do I need it?
Annually, a fee, Commander Deputy, 2, Grand Total, 206. Always ready for your taking over. Sir. May I have your permission to further assist and wait for your next address, sir?
Hello. All right.
After that, I'll ask the person to compile the case file. If it is entering, from there the person can develop to complete case file. Say give him a twice to vet. This is how you can help your subordinate. If you have up to 16 or 20 officers under you, those are the resources that you have to use. Make use of them. I want to believe that that was from the area command. I would have somebody that would record statement or compile case file. It's not a good report. You have been trained. After training, develop yourself. Ask your colleagues. I don't know how to do this thing very well. The person will put you through. You have 4 hours in a day. You can sit down, and within that 4 hours, you can finish the case file. By the time you are given the case file to compile on your own, you can use 12 hours, less than 12 hours to do it. Thank you.
Lawyers, you don't have anything to say? Okay, do you have anything to anybody that has any contribution or anything to say?
Please, somebody is able to.
I want to say that officers should please, the act of fraternizing with the clients, helping the clients to make call or telling them things, even within the premises, they should desist from it because the news and this thing that we are hearing from outside is coming too much. And it's not good. It's not directly from my unit. If they come and meet you and say, help me with this, give them back to the unit. Instead of asking them outside. Thank you, sir.
I'm even surprised because they are supposed to be directly getting access to target and doing that. But we'll still address that in the meeting. So I believe you've heard what it is talking about. If you are disciplined, there are certain things you are not supposed to do. And if you are doing them, then of course, there are consequences too. So please let's carry ourselves well as officers and then do it. Thank you. I think that's it for now.
Yes. Moisa, at the end of your address, may I have your permission to display the parade, sir? Well, to the right, do not salute. Yes, please.
Aya. How far? This one. Oga Yellow. Where sir? How you doing? Where you go high? Where you go high? Yeah. How far, sir? Oga, how far now? More, sir.
One shot, you know.
Okay, you
I
know.
look
Okay,
good.
now you know you look good. You look very, very good. Very. Eh? What? No, it's okay. Tetron. Tetron. Tetron.
Caleb, report.
1.
2.
1.
Check.
In case if anything happens, don't minimize, just be on that screen.
Okay.
If it's not good, I'll come back.
Okay.
I'll put back on that.
The rules of standing here to talk is not like that. Have you ever thought of that? The rules of standing here and talking. You can follow. When you don't know and you don't train yourself to know. When you don't know and you don't train yourself to know, then you have a problem. Caleb, where is my attendant? Frank, go and sit down. You're already late. That's when you know how to treat people. Sit down.
Why would you always mention?
There is no money. The agency will not say that you get it.
Have you here?
Introducing.
Welcome.
Introducing. Usher him in.
Let's welcome in. Today's topic, which is titled public. So please and please listen attentively. And from today, I believe each and every one of us here will have one or two things to take out. Let's not look like those things that are thrown away and it doesn't mean that nobody goes to it. You start picking one. You must know one thing. One thing. You must know one thing. Thank you and welcome.
Thank you once again, PSO admin. Senior officers, good morning everyone here today. As you are aware, we are discussing today public speaking. As having been introduced to you,
by PSO admin. This topic that we are discussing today. The reason being that even though you know 100% rudiments of NGLA operation and you don't know how to speak in public, you are, losing a lot. To interface with the general public, and when you don't know how to communicate or how to speak in public, as the case may be, you find it difficult to or make a serious impact on yourself, out there. We'll be discussing, as I say, public speaking, and the paper outline is here with me, and it's going to be more of a participatory class.
Sit up.
As much as possible, make it more of a participatory class. And I also crave our indulgence to please put our phones on silence. I get very worried when I hear people's phone ring in official forum like this. Okay. We're discussing public speaking. What is the aim of public speaking? The aim of public speaking is at least be able to present idea, information, knowledge to people. And we have here, by the end of this presentation, it is expected that everyone of here will not only gain proficiency in developing and delivering a perfect a lot in such a way that those front speaking. Does anyone have an idea based on anyway, public speaking is a vital skill for effective communication and discussion. Public speaking, effective communication and self-expression. Communication is a daily our lives and our and it's also part of what will develop leadership in us, and also give us the confidence to self-express ourselves. It is the art of communicating ideas, messages to specific audience in a clear, engaging, and effective manner. Speaking is the art of communicating ideas, messages to specific audience in a clear, engaging manner. If you have what it takes to communicate or to do public speaking effectively, you end up not being able to communicate clearly to the specific audience which you are meant to speak to. However, the fear of public speaking, like I said earlier, is real and very common among us. In most cases, we are carried away either by the size of the audience or by the caliber of persons that form the audience, and nervousness starts setting in. And when you are not grounded in the area of public speaking, definitely you will lose your bearing. Your confidence will not be there. And if those elements are not there, definitely you will not be able to communicate effectively, and your message may be distorted or may not eventually pass a useful message at the end. But with adequate training and practice, one can conquer these challenges. Practice, we say, make routine go on daily basis. Apart from the fact that we break our team into compartments, every other member of the team knows what you're supposed to do, and that is why sometimes you switch even roles when you meet situation at the scene of operation. And this is because you are used to the routine. So in the same way, if you have the opportunity of, or you give yourself, or you tap the opportunity of having people or speak in public as frequent as the opportunity presents itself, it is very likely that you will overcome those fears. You will conquer the anxiety and find the most convenient voice. The most convenient voice is your ability to command your audience with your presentation. Because if you don't speak to your audience with a voice, you have to contain the quality of your presentation, based on could be a drop on diagram and other experiences in life, which can give that to the person and me, and I'm sure that whenever he speaks, we get a lot. You know, so your confidence, the confidence of your voice is very important. Some persons do this by demonstration. I give you weak signs or approach to his and that draws the attention of his audience, and in most cases they concur with what he is saying. So these are part of the skills that you can command if you have the confidence in your voice. With our career progression, speaking before our stakeholders and subordinates becomes inevitable. As the PSO admin was saying earlier, public speaking or speaking to audience is not peculiar to senior officers or commanders. It is something that we must develop even from the one in the service, right from training school. There are people among us here that took they are will definitely, if you show serious interest before you get even to the senior level Okada, where you think public speaking, you know, and it shows that you know right from in public speaking, the better it is for you, and the better you get as you grow even to the senior level where you have more responsibilities of speaking in public. The only way, as I've said earlier, the only way you can overcome public speaking fears is to speak in public. You get an opportunity to speak in public. What will make you overcome the fears? Okay? So speak in public will make you overcome the nervousness, the fears, the challenges of facing crowd and of speaking public generally. Speaking such audience as audience speak from okay. What you speak again? The skills and techniques used by individuals when addressing typically is in formal or public setting.
Which color is it? That's so very important that we begin to cultivate this public knowledge avoiding Immediately, public speaking strengthens advocacy and community. Immediately, public speaking
fair. It also projects the image of it, and also like those on the road. Some persons and when you stop them for check, they don't even feel that for you to have stopped them to check their vehicle or check their bag or that or check their purse. But when you speak to them, it's part of public speaking. When you speak to them, they know why you are actually doing that. You know, there are a lot of checkpoints on the road, but they travel all through the checkpoint, don't get caught. When they get them, and it's only when you use such illustration, if every checkpoint on the road, you know, the officers and men do what they are there to do, it's very likely that in the country down by 30% or 40%. But where we are just there to stretch our hands and collect money as the other agencies do, there is no result. And we have a result to show. We have to show people that an environment where you that you showcase your work, you let the people you achieve all your tries the time to let them do this is what you have achieved. Have intercepted of machines. different approach. You have had a station where you have more we have maybe community leaders who are around or within the mosque, the crowd, and we persuade them to speak to people that the issue will be resolved at the end of the day. Sometimes tell that person to come with us with the suspect, and we are going to release him or release the suspect to him when we that gives our duty. So in some cases we have a reason to persuade, because it's not in all cases that force will give you the okay. And of course, depending on the quality of the audience, our speech at the end of it, if it lays with quality ingredients, it is expected that somebody's mindset in the past is supposed to have been persuaded or have been changed from what it used to be based on the research, knowledge, or information gathered at the end of your speech. So when we speak to the public or to our audience, we should do everything possible to ensure that our speech persuades or speaks directly to the minds of our audience, to have a change from earlier mindsets. Okay? It is also that the objective of speaking in public should be to inspire audience, provide inspiration, way forward in cases after you have addressed your audience. Some of the challenges they have faced in the past without solution, without thinking of possible way of addressing such challenges that they come across. By the time you have addressed your audience on giving topics that have been told, you must have been able to communicate to this audience way forward when they come across similar situations in the future or in the course of their daily activities. And also your speech should be able to encourage people and give them hope. Okay? Now, every public speech has a topic or an agenda. Okay. It may be on the issue of drug abuse, maybe on family or family relations. It could be on community development. It could be on challenges facing a particular set of people. So when you are speaking to your audience, you must address a given issue so that the speech will not just be ordinarily vast and not having for a stage to your. You have to digress by giving illustration, but stay by the issue or the topic of the speech. Is that all right? Do you understand what I mean? Any question? Is there anything you don't understand? Now, when we speak in public, it is expected that the issue at hand is spoken directly to or is addressed directly And at the end of it all, it is expected that a problem is resolved. That thing that has been bothering the minds of people, the way to go about it, or that has been a big change, to different persons, to group of persons, by the time on the topic that's selected to address that issue, that those unresolved questions within your audience are resolved at the end of the speech. Again, your speech should not create crisis in the minds of audience. Rather, it should be to de-escalate, those unresolved concerns of individuals, especially in crisis period, or when you speak to address a particular issue or crisis. Okay? You also, one of the other objectives of public speaking is to advocate a call for action. To advocate a call for action. A call for action is, what do we do? What do we do? And how do we do it? We have an unresolved issue that have lingered over time. So it is expected that the very important objective of public speaking is to at least arrive at a near resolution that at the end of it, the problem that lingered over time would a solution would provide, and everyone is moved to do his or her part, sure that something is done in the interest of the community, in the interest of the general public, and in the interest of an individual or family or group, as the case may be. A call for action. Okay? Public speaking situations may include reasons for possible where we have to speak public or to speak public. Formal dresses with the kind of parade here. We have parades here. The commander addresses, or from time to time we have meetings. From where someone has to engage in public speaking, such as the wedding, the birthday, education, political rights, and so on. Then operational briefings. When we are going out for operation, we have a break and speak to the office. So if we see operation, then also be from address public. And to engage troops, also one of the situations that warrant public speaking. Communication, such situation, communication. And the one crisis leadership, conflict resolution, and escalation. Crisis leadership, when there is a problem, there are people that are very quick to rising to the occasion and ensuring that everything is brought under control. could be within briefly. Just name could come if you such situation. It is expected that you would escape the crisis for positive progress. Okay. Goes a long way to inspire them and also motivate them. Your leaders, your commanders, your OCs, it is expected that they do a lot, including carrying you along, including other form of motivation, that will encourage subordinates and inspire them to put in myself will not inspire subordinates. It will not motivate me. Okay. Strengthens community awareness on drug issues. That, to a large extent, is what units here doing. How to address large audience and the message of the drug abuse is sent to a larger audience. Positions NDA. You see, I have given illustration earlier where we find ourselves checked where we have to environment and the risk of being mocked or being criticized over what we do is high. On the road, we come across people who think otherwise of what we do. And it's only when we are able to speak to them, convey our message to them in the way that bears the quality of message, that they are able to understand perfectly the need. So to raise the I think that is very, very important because we can't just think that all is well. And apart from speaking directly, the way we carry ourselves in the course of doing our job is very, very important. Speaking is not just verbal, it's also by the way you dress. Time I use along the or either security agency officials on the road. Some of them fly get sick and particular has dread this whatever and yesterday, and that wasn't the first time. He cast a very negative image of his service in my mind. So we will do much to give respect to the NDLA as an agency, to know how to speak to the public and not just by the speech. But as you are, it goes a long way to speak authority and in respect of the agency. Public speech also influences that we need time to speak to policy makers and stakeholders at that time. For instance, the challenges we go through in the agency, not everyone, both makers and stakeholders, not everyone understands the clear need for our job, the difficulties we go through, the challenges that we are faced with. You find out that sometimes when we go out and address the public or speak in public, we highlight those challenges that we have in NDLA. And of course, we also take time to highlight the progress we have made amidst those mounting challenges that we have. And by so doing, police think deeply to see how they can come in and make our job easier for us. We have had the issue of poor remuneration, we travel in the night to go on operation. You hardly see any other person, on the same kind of mission. You wonder whether the whole of the country is resting on share to deliver. But everyone knows what we go through. But when you highlight in public or during public speaking some of those challenges, compelling that your listeners, policymakers, and stakeholders will go back home with something to think about, especially for positive gains of the agency in a view to formulating policies that will ease the discharge of our responsibility and of course support do more also produce expected results. Okay. The description, informative kind of public speaking, that is sharing knowledge, fact, data to educate the public. Okay? Type public speaking, that is sharing knowledge, facts, data to educate the audience. Entertaining type of public speaking, that is engaging the public or the audience with stories, humor, or narratives. Persuasive, to convince an audience to adopt a particular point of view. Or demonstrative, showing an audience how to do something or explain a process. Okay? Impromptu, speaking spontaneously without prior preparation. This we are faced with on daily basis and in the course of our job. Situations arise that not prepared speech or reactions to such situation, but it is expected that as it comes, you should be able to address them, as quick as possible, so as to arrest possible breakdown of law and order or positive action that may mar the operation. Manage issues, especially issues that confront you without being prepared. It's not a good one. As an officer, we should try as much as possible to develop the skills for managing issues that come up unexpectedly. Okay, so that is speaking spontaneously without prior preparation. Then extemporaneous speaking. That is speaking with some level of preparation, but still spontaneous. Sometimes you go to like has material which be regarded as my speech. Okay, and there are also certain things that I'm talking about that are not here, and you would also ask questions that are not described. Responses of such questions are not described here. It is expected that I do justice or I respond to such, even though they come okay. Oral things that do this kind of form expression with also rhetorics and style. Oratory speaking, we focus on rhetorics and very late activity and Damasani Kano. Yomi Sibanjo, these persons are gifted. I want to speak serious, absolute focus, and capture the attention of their audience. And these people, the style they speak with, you can't let, respect them and get well enlightened. Yes. When even Kashim, he does it a lot. And these persons, you can't take that away from them. Then another type of public speaking is debate. Could be arguing for or against the topic or a resolution. Group discussion, that is collaborative speaking in group. Training school or some kind of, members break into into groups, maybe or compact as the case may be, and we discuss certain topics. So some persons at the end of it met leaders of the group and sent their resolution, you know. Then presentations, that is formal structured talks, often with visual aids. You know, sometimes you have visual aids such as a projector, right? Where all that you're talking about are structured and presented on the projector. Platform types of public speaking, which is just solely speeches, which has to do with formal expressive talk, often focus on persuasion and inspiration. These are areas that we just talk about. With some persons who made mention as persons who are gifted, and those persons, when they talk to an audience, it is very much likely that the audience will leave enriched with knowledge, you know, inspiration, and also persuasion to possibly do differently and also achieve, you know, better results. We'll have lectures, which is often seminars, interactive talks, often with seminars, often with the focus on discussion and questions and answers. Okay. There were workshops. That is hands-on interactive session, often with a focus on skills building. I'm sure we know what workshops are about, right? Workshops, not where we go for where our car, you know, iron parts, or like, carpentry workshop. The other kind of workshop, do we know it? Yeah? The back side, do you know workshop? Workshops. Opani, what is workshop?
Workshop. It's like as we gather here.
Yes.
We can call people to come and gather and give them some lecture. Bring them a workshop.
This man at the back there, you're hiding your face. What is workshop?
Workshop is a place where things are discussed, like to achieve something.
Workshop basically is to impact, call people together, a group of people, target audience, okay, to impact knowledge on them, especially in areas use acquisition, okay, and ways of providing solutions to challenges that have lingered over time. Economic challenge, could be security, okay, it could be academic, okay, and at the end of the day, you know, you are given some materials to take home, you know, and certificates, and by the time you get to your respective points, you will be able to expand the knowledge that you have acquired or you have gained at that workshop, thereby you know, bringing about doing event on that topic. Okay, so that is what a workshop is all about. Okay. speech delivery types. We have mentioned them earlier, which is extemporaneous speeches, manuscript speeches, memorized speeches. Okay? So the speech is prepare the speech. Okay? You go through them, and when it's time for you to deliver the speech, you go ahead and deliver. Notes or an outline is used as a guide while delivering speeches. The speech as a speaker will not be reading the entire, but uses the note as a guide, a sort of memory trigger. Like what I have here, is I have a guide which also triggers. Okay? The impromptu speech is delivered without note and without any formal preparation. It's a nerve-wracking situation. Okay, such impromptu speech, one that actually gets people out-footed or trouble people so much because you have no idea that you are going to confront such a situation or are going to be such public speaking at a given time. So it's a way to get people to become so nervous and lose focus or concentration. Okay? You have looked at our agenda. Just get up and you find yourself, having to speak without any thinking time. You don't even have time to organize your mental capacity or memory capacity, or think of, you don't have time whatsoever to know what to say, that you are confronted with the situation and you have to do it. It's an impromptu speech. So I said earlier that our daily activities or our daily experience is characterized by impromptu speech, because as you go, you have one reason to talk to someone, you have one reason to talk to a few persons, you have reason to talk to audience, depending on the size, which is not static. Okay? So daily life is filled with impromptu experiences and conversation and speeches. Okay? Then script speeches. Speeches delivered with a script of the exact words to be used. Of holders, especially governors, of assembly, and so on. When they go to and the screen, okay, design anything for the speech maker to deliver to his audience. Now, most of us prefer to have can teach the audience forms so we prepare to become okay. So while manuscript scripting, at least you won't forget anything. You intend to convey to your audience, and you won't forget anything, because all is written and printed. Okay, typed and printed. However, manuscript speaking is one of the worst to fall into. By utilizing a complete manuscript, a speaker will often spend more time looking at the script than at the audience. You understand? And that is that is what I'm doing. Am I looking at the script more than okay? So that is by the lawyers. 10 people, we may not have the same.
Eye contact is not very good.
I wouldn't want to be demonstrating like a weekend, try as much as possible to stay in the context of the paper. Okay? So, manuscript speaking is one of the worst traps falling into. Using the complete manuscript, the will often spend more time looking at the script than at the audience. Okay? Everyone. I think your person is in front of our verse. You gauge your audience attention level or to question problem. Okay, because question may be not okay. Memorize speech or memorize speeches. Speeches that are to memory. That is self-explanatory. Okay? The speech really memory and then the speech rely on those. Or
sit down.
a good speech should have the following outline. It's a question and the speech outline for effective and strong message. Every speech must have the body and the conclusion. Okay? The outline of every speech, the introduction. The introduction part of every speech, we know what it's all about. You first protocols and also keep it to our while we are here. Just like the PSO body of without ambiguities. You know, the body of your speech is the epic center of the message or the content of your speech. Okay? Then the conclusion is also, part of the outline. Our K-file compilation. Okay? For the time some of us were learning file compilation, we first have the outline. When you have the outline, expect to be able to do justice to what you have it text to your case file. You have those outlined there. You have what they call it, introduction, a brief the case, and all you have. So if you have those outlined, you should be able to draw a conclusion from your speech at the end of the day. Because to take audience home to save. Okay, taking them safely that what they have benefited from the body of your speech. Your conclusion, if it is very appealing, is going to, make the body of your speech more impactful. Okay. Then the introduction, as it's one of the art of speech, public speech, begins taking open to grab the audience attention. Okay. It starts also with a surprising fact that is related to your topic. Sometimes we see that our director, our commander, even the CEO, even his which started and they also pose thought-provoking question or share relevant anecdote also that set the tone for your speech. Is that good? There are questions that are asked that take us kind of back things that were present in the past. Not personal question. Very well. You understand? Those stories, experiences, what do you stand to gain? What is your target? What do you stand to achieve at the end of it? You must have okay. The body of your speech is what we are talking about now. Organize speech into distinct main points that spot up each main section of it. Stages of value. However, in our speech, we should be able to have, so that we will not lump every section of our base files. Okay, section of heads. Okay, so that everything is not going to be long. Even when we write a report or letters, we ensure that ideas are separated by means of graphing or by means of section by section. Okay. Sorry. Then provide evidence of our speech. We provide statistics and evidence-based to our audience. It's very important. Critical and verifiable. face serious shift in topic of idea and definitely flow of conversation. Okay? Transform signal the topic of helping flow. It is expected that when we are talking, when we are speaking, if we move from one idea, it's supposed to be notable. Okay? It's supposed to be noticeable when we are moving from one idea to the other. That's what my own understanding of this position. Okay, is and it is important that we take note. Necessary in our speech. Some persons bullet some persons see them as highlight. Okay, so they are coming some break down many points into some and the body of our speech is take topic, take summarize the point of speech and take your main comment. So if you quickly go to the body of your speech and state those major are there in a much brief will not be into of the entire anymore. You can do a brief summary in your conclusion. Okay? Then you remark with a very closing statement that leaves a lasting impression on your audience. Your closing remark very, very important. If you speak to audience and spiritual concern, maybe on the need to be holy and to Thai Sholari who was Christian, he wasn't Muslim per se, he wasn't traditional religion in his views, but he says that his religion is this: if he does good, he feels good; if he does bad, he feels bad. It is compelling that we do all the time. And if he wants to be happy in life, it is also compelling that all he needs to do is to do good. All he needs to do good. Okay? Because when he does bad, he feels bad. And actually, whether you are of any religion sect, you want to be happy. And if you want happy, then you want to do which makes you feel good. So that you can, from that kind of example, you can form your conclusion on the topic of okay. A lot of people will go with a very lasting memory from the impact of speech. Consider action. Christian, powerful quotes, prophet and their speech, thought quotes. Okay, then closing gesture, a memorable gesture or visual aid to signal the end of your presentation. Okay, a memorable gesture or this to signal the end of your presentation. I'm sure that is self-explanatory. Like any other field of work ethics, discussing work ethics, like any other field of human engagement, work ethics that must be followed. Be a great disservice for anyone to go and be public with message he or she hasn't gotten clearance to do. So even it is important that very well in public speaking, important that, and of course it is also we come across a reason to speak in public on a daily basis. That when we have to do this, out. Okay. So positive speak benefit. Speak up choose topics that you support listening. Consider the consequence of your words and actions. Okay. Public speaking tips. You have speaking. We are always the public speaking. Storytelling techniques. That is share experiences, anecdotes. It's more for your message more relatable and memorable. Okay. Then use persuasive language. Incorporate rhetoric devices like repetition, allusions, or emotional ways to convince and persuade others. Concise, focus, avoid unnecessary details. Most your audience, the particular quality of your audience, the content of your audience, for you to also know your making your speech. Avoid the use of technical terms. Body language. Use non-verbal needs, interest and level of understanding. Understanding, interest and level of understanding. We come out. Okay, it's good that you understand our audience needs. Because if you know interest of your audience, the scene of raid operation, their interest is to rescue the suspect. Okay, so you know their needs already. You know their needs, so that them is the way they solve your utterances or by your speech. Okay, and also of course the level of their understanding, because where you are in a place where everybody knows what they do there is carrying bottles, cutlasses, clubs and all of that against you. If you also if you say a gentleman, you not you must, and if the people are calm people, you begin to antagonize them. Sometimes when we are doing the operational briefing, we tell ourselves that, especially now, nobody will encourage antagonism and brutalization of people at the scene of operation. Those persons at the scene of operation or people you meet in the course of discharging such responsibility, they are considered as your audience in that regard. So, have a rather calm people. Okay. Question before engaging. Sure, happening before you speak to the issue. Okay. Especially when it's an impromptu occasion. Ensure that you ask questions. You can call someone at what's happening. You know. He rose to the position of the associate. He was somebody things that when things happen that just able to calm down. So he went there and he was killed. He lost life. Senior lecturer in the Ghanaian and counseling. He went there thinking that didn't make it. That was how he ended his life. So you must understand what there's such a leader, aggressive or violent okay. Then ways to improve public speaking continues. Research properly. Improve data with your sources. Okay. The example Then WADA, you know, we also have research document when drugs of the what is Nigeria?
National Drug Control Master Plan. Drug Control Master Plan.
Right? This will come out for exams. Some of us will do the options are given, so we'll go there. Then annual progress report by NDLA. Then NDLA reading materials. These are things that we can carry out research. We can research into and come up with very insightful speech, public speech delivery. Okay? It's not that with the drug use report, UNODC report, WHO, data, Google search engine, that is information we get from the public Google domain. Okay? Incorporate charts and tables. So if you make public speech, you may also create charts and tables, especially when it's speech delivered.
Project 2.
Okay, so you can give an illustration, and this illustration are shown on the screen, and people will see it. That's your chart can be presented here. Okay. In conclusion, as officers, there is constant ability to communicate. As another, there is constant possibility, so you can't that without desire. Okay, you may be in a beer panel or somewhere where issues of drugs are discussed. Those who have fear to speak in public, you will not be able to defend NDLA. Yes, NDLA is doing a lot, but not everybody appreciates what they are doing because drugs are not communicated. So some persons feel that NDLA does not exist or exist or not. Then you should be able to use the opportunities and use the minds of those who think is not doing well. And by so doing, you'll be able to project the image of your organization, where you work, where you earn your salary, and where you make progress and add your own little contribution to the drug war. Having gone through the types, elements, and public speaking, good preparation tips and techniques for overcoming fear, it's expected that participants will perform better when to represent the agency in various capacities. The agency that will represent NDLA is not just by you going to meet another sister agency, maybe Air Force or the Navy or the Army or civil. Part of, one part of it is you being which I had talked about earlier. It is important that a good ambassador of the agency while on the road, even in official formal capacity. Okay, even in your family, it is good that you present yourself or carry yourself as an example, to your family, and also by presenting the agency as body, a position to work with. When I started working, Now was a economy behind me. I told him that I was going to just for training, now to place and give me buy the one who like you understand why I go into the family. So while I do this job, I still have that. Okay, what you told me that day. In the same way, you expected that every one of us who values the job should know that he or she will not go and disgrace the agency among the list of other agencies or all don't disgrace the agency which is your bills, which pays your salary. Do we understand this? Because of the discharge duties?
Some, in listening to what the person is seated next to them is saying, they are saying the wrong thing. Do you understand what you are saying? Everybody say yes, sir. And I said, you and say, go. And you don't even have anything to say. It's only time to make noise. Where things are produced. The man that brings the is the person that is the not. But an NDA officer, you cannot write statement. The wage time will come that you may call to speak from general terms, and you don't really
The questions.
And if you are a situation rise and as a junior, but you feel you can address the matter, what will you do? Because I have a challenge where a senior say, you don't talk when I'm here, and something was going on wrong. Thank you.
You see now, from what I say, the senior officer who is putting on fire to work for solve problems. That one is for you know the answer to those things. So how do you solve such problems? Yes, you are there. And you don't know what to say. These guys, they are like ordinary, and they are putting on fire. How do you let those things? Most time when you tell people to come and sit down to listen to whatever they say, that thing is written. We didn't write it. Persons who write it, we waste of time. Whether they like it or not, they are coming in. Very soon, a lot of us will go now. Like I said, go to the now, see all those. It will come to the agency. A time will come in the agency that some persons will work like that and not use it in them. And when you leave people who are not, it's the other contact in the area. When you live with someone who is not used to it, when you say, for some person, because you want good names, when you see, you don't want to talk. You have a chief in your house, you know your brother is a chief. He's an number. Instead of you to talk, let people outside here are covering you. The day he sees you on the road, what is going to happen? The money he has told you, you give you part of it, I mean, what will happen? What will happen? You give you.
And the presenter there something when you are there, when you are in the institution. So pass it on. You know, you'll be permitted to say it. You don't just when your superior is there. You don't just on your own. It's either you pass on to that your OC or your superior. Sir, I have an idea. This is a discipline. He cannot go ahead and say it. Or he presents it. Okay? It's not for you to just from the background wherever. Either you pass on that idea to your superior, who will give you the freedom to say it or say it yourself. There are other ways in which you're okay now? Yes, sir. In such situation, yes, you have an idea. idea, you're in a group or a team, you have a host, and there is something, an idea to be put across. If he's not forthcoming with it, you let him know. It's our that. You know this. Like that of the situation. Alright? But you don't just jump into it when your superior is there. That's what the alright.
They explore this weakness. Particularly, they can come and throw a question to you as a superior, which you may not immediately have an answer to. Maybe a subordinate will have an answer to it. So that especially when it involves details. And particularly, there was an where the new chief of defense staff came for screening in the Senate. They asked him regarding the adopted people who were still under custody, how will you bring these people home? Their parents are waiting for them. And then after you made a statement, then don't tell us the strategy. We are Nigerians. How is it? The aim of that question was just to give hope to Nigerians that we're going to bring it, not to give what the strategy. Because even among the two, there may be people who want to hear how you do it. Now, if you tell that you are not expected to release or to say, but you might be eager to. So the best channel of communication is just like a commander. Either you are superior or can whatever we are saying in public speaking, because speaking to media is also a form of public speaking. It is very, very important that we guide how we release ours, because it can either make the situation, it can either resolve the situation or de-escalate it or even make it worse. So that's where I wanted to come from.
All right. Yes. Somebody raised hand.
My own issue is the same on the question that and this happened. I think our impact to resolve that issue immediately, and when to respond to him, these people allow them to know how to. If the problem becomes worse, I see that there will be more people on. Can't you use your own decision to just go and resolve it? Something else may happen. Like
Commander has already said